Degrassi!
Riley and Zane have to deal with homophobia, plus we're finally getting some more Eclair action, and my man Wesley, he's gonna finally try and get the girl, aka Anya. Here from DegrassiBlog.com, been away for a couple of days, but now we have 2 episode reviews rolled up into one. It's still fighting it on Degrassi The Boiling Point.
Sure, not you. You stole.
Are you trying to get yourself killed?
What did you do to my sister?
The Riley-Zane saga continues as Riley tries again to make amends with Zane, and Riley ends up blowing it again after making what it considers an innocent gay joke in the locker room, while Owen's jokes tend to be way more harsh. Riley attends an LGBT forum, and after Zane expresses how hurt his feelings were by Riley's actions, Riley realizes his behavior was homophobic. So from this point on, he becomes a PSA and declares an end to gay jokes in the locker room, which doesn't sit very well with Owen, who in return writes homo on Riley's locker and writes Riley is a fag on a bus outside. A furious Riley hits Owen, and that in turn infuriates Zane, who knows that violence will only make the situation worse, and Zane's warning was proven right after he gets jumped by Owen behind the dot. Once again, Riley and Zane are on the outs, and once again, Riley begs Zane for another chance. Then, out of nowhere, Riley bids on Zane at the Bachelor auction and wins him. Now, the lessons of this storyline, being that the harmless gay jokes may not be as harmless as people think, and that violence is not the answer to getting your point across. They are solid, and Zane is pretty awesome as a character, but I think I've officially started feeling the symptoms of storyline fatigue when it comes to Riley. For several episodes now, Riley and Zane have done this whole back and forth thing where things are good, Riley screws up, then Zane forgives him. At the end of part 2, Riley says, "I don't even know why you keep giving me chances." And before Zane even responded, I yelled out, "Me neither!" But actually, I do know the answer. It's just because the writers want to extend this storyline out as long as possible. And Riley still hasn't officially come out yet. It was nice to see that he can't come out to his mom and that he's still awkward in that phase. And he was bold enough to bid on Zane in public, leaving people wondering about his sexuality still. But I have a feeling that for me, this is going to get very old very fast if he can't come out before the end of Season 10. Because I prefer for him to not become another Marco De Rossi, where every single storyline about him is just dealing with him and his sexuality. Now, still a good plot, though, and I still enjoyed it, and that's why this plot is getting a B. In subplot number 1, Claire likes Eli, and Eli likes Claire, but after they kiss during a video project, Eli gives Claire, that cold shoulder, and begins avoiding her like the plague. This leaves Claire confused and hurt after he refuses to explain his actions, making it basically look like he was leading her on. But Eli's holding on to a dark secret and some really super heavy feelings. He takes Claire on a drive, and they stop at this place where he says is the place where he killed his girlfriend. He explains that he and his girlfriend had gotten into an argument there, she left on her bike, and she ended up dying after being hit by a car. Realizing that Eli still hurts over that, and currently too scared to get that close to anyone ever again, Claire decides she's going to give Eli some time to heal. And of course, during the entire episode, their whole storyline has been correlating with their English project. Now, it's really refreshing to watch 2 people who like each other building their relationship through communicating their feelings and working through their problems. I think of Eli hiding his hurt and himself from Claire, and compare it to, for instance, Allie and Drew arguing over their relationship label. And while I love the chemistry of a couple like Sav and Holly J, their relationship is basically superficial. But every time Claire and Eli interact, I think these 2 are pretty dang genuine. And this plot gets an A. Now, in subplot number 2, Wesley randomly decides to sign up for the Bachelor auction in the hopes that Anya, his new crush, will bid on him. Of course, he has absolutely no game, so he decides to enlist the help of Drew. What he's going to do is tutor Drew in science in exchange for tips on how to be cool enough to be the kind of guy Anya would date. He fails at trying to, mac on Anya, and he thinks about actually quitting the auction, but Anya convinces him to stay in it. Now, at the actual Bachelor auction, no one shows even the faintest interest in wanting to bid on Wesley, but Anya bids $2 on him out of pity, and she actually wins the date. Of course, Wesley doesn't care that no one else bid on him, because Anya is his dream girl now. Dude, Wesley is a man, simple as that. He's just so nerdy and awkward. It's just completely entertaining to watch him, and at the same time, you're cheering him on because he is a pretty good guy. Now, with him getting a quote-unquote date with Anya, I can't wait to see how this plays out, because it's just going to be a hot mess for poor Wesley. Because this storyline made me laugh literally the entire time, it's pretty obvious that it's going to get an awesome grade, and that grade is an A+. Coming up next week on Degrassi, The Boiling Point, you know what's happening. Sad to say, but it's true. It's the conclusion of our 6-week summer Degrassi event. You don't want to miss a second of it, especially since in the end, everything all falls down. For the latest in Degrassi news, gossip, and more, though, just always check us out online at DegrassiBlog.com.